I'm Lily Phillips, and today I'm getting run through by 100 guys.
No, 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 no. Hey everybody, welcome back and Happy New Year. Sorry this video is a tad delayed. I've been so busy with the holidays, and then I had this huge problem with my internet, and it was just a freaking nightmare. Today we're talking about Lily Phillips. You probably heard about this several weeks ago now. Lily Phillips is an OnlyFans star who recently made headlines for sleeping with 100 guys in a day. Ew. And there was a short documentary made about this by YouTuber Josh Peters, where he basically follows her lovely journey through this and gets to know her a bit and tries to sort of understand what the f he was thinking. I have a lot of issues with this situation, and I'll be honest, while doing research for this and watching that film, I felt dark. I felt depressed. I had a really horrible, unsettled feeling throughout the course of this film. And it felt like it was really satanic and it was like a horror film. It was mentally draining and disturbing as I tried to wrap my head around this. And honestly, in some parts, I was feeling bad for her. In some parts, I was feeling kind of angry. And I want to call her up and be like, hey girl, why? I think we all know somebody somewhere that's done OnlyFans before, taken racy pictures, participated in adult films on some level. And, you know, I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but I feel like there should always be safeguards and boundaries around things when engaging with that type of content. And this is just taking things way too far. It's way out of control. And we need to talk. There's a lot of people out there that are just sort of bashing her or discarding her and just being disgusted by the whole thing and saying it's awful and not giving it another thought. And my approach to this is that Lily needs good, positive role models and people in her life to show her true women's empowerment, because this isn't it. When did we become a world where women's empowerment is equal to not only selling your body, but practically selling your soul? Because that's exactly what this pretty much equates to. It becomes very apparent almost immediately that this woman isn't really actually happy doing what she's doing, but spends a lot of time convincing herself that she is in different ways. And you can tell there's layers to this person, and we're going to watch a few clips and explore the situation here.
Well, my parents knew straight from the start, like, about what I was doing. Yeah, I was just very open with it. Obviously, at the start, they were a bit apprehensive because they want me to be safe and they want me to make good decisions and stuff like that. I just think I can't hold myself back and do something that I'm scared what other people might think.
Your parents must be very sort of forward thinking and open-minded, which is great, because I think if I told my parents that I was the UK's biggest cunt, they probably they wouldn't like that.
We need to talk about why women are choosing this life and the reality of the negativity that it brings. Plus, I don't think her parents did her any favors either. Apparently, her mom does her financials and her father's friends are out there watching her OnlyFans. I mean, oh my God, can you freaking imagine? Like, oh my God, what the?
People in the industry definitely look down on me for doing this, but I think at the end of the day, people forget that it's also my fantasy. And this is also something that I'm really enjoying and want to do and have wanted to do before I was even in the industry.
Gosh, like, when she goes to bed at night, I can't help but think she is probably so sad. She can't be having any sweet dreams, like having that be your reality. Like, I don't read her as being a very happy person. It's like Mona Lisa. She's smiling, but is she happy?
She's smiling. Is she happy? She looks happy. So what does it matter?
We seem to, when it comes to women, we seem to only care about part of the story, not the whole story and the actual pros and cons and the reality of situations. I talked about the same thing in an abortion video that I did a while back. And it's the same thing with this. Like, this stuff has consequences, and it's not all good. It's not all fine and dandy. And it's teaching a lot of our younger women and youth out there that this is some kind of empowerment thing. I mean, her whole life is engaging in some sort of sex acts with strangers. Like, her whole life, every day, day in and day out. That's what she does to earn a living every single day. It has to be exhausting. And, you know, I'm not trying to judge her, but I'm trying to have real talk here. I feel like this whole don't judge people thing is a way to shut people down and shut down the reality of things and having actual conversations.
I mean, I'm like a part of the problem. It's so hard because like doing extreme stuff like this is not normal. Like, and I think then guys are probably going to expect girls to maybe be as strong as me and sleep with this many guys and take it up with us or do stuff like that isn't real life sex. It's kind of hard to wrap my head around.
But you do enjoy doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think people forget it is my fantasy and this is what I enjoy. And so it's hard because you're like being selfish, but you're also not helping the situation.
And for me, that was like one gigantic, huge red flag that spelled trauma. It spells being hurt. It spells disassociation. I'm so sick of hearing the whole, like, on social media thing, like, oh, if men can be promiscuous, then so can women. Yeah, but the consequences emotionally, mentally, and even physically for women can be even worse. And that's the part that no one wants to talk about. And yes, society has always been to women more than men. We all know that. But that's all the more reason women need to protect themselves and be smart.
It's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out. Like, it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Sorry. Okay. It's okay. Just take
1 minute.
Because this is out of control. This is way beyond taking some racy pictures. And I agree that sex is natural and beautiful and should be celebrated, but this was no party or a good time. This was transactional. It was almost clinical. It was cold and abuse of herself for profit. Anyone involved in this should just be ashamed of themselves. Let's just be honest here, because even though it was consensual and this was supposedly her idea and her thing, it does not feel that way in this film. You start to feel like someone's being R-worded, even though she's not. And I don't know how to put it into words, but it just feels icky. It just feels so awful. I just wanted to just remove myself or remove her from this situation. I wasn't even there. I was just watching it through a screen. And that's the type of emotion that I was feeling. It felt like she needed love, support, real friendship, and she needs a therapist. Because I suspect she needed one even before this all went down. This has been building up. It had to have been for years. She's got some skeletons in the closet. I don't understand how. I can't find my way around it any other way. Anyone that has like a lick of common sense or 2 seconds of experience in their life has to realize that this is in no way, shape, or form normal or good or positive or healthy. I mean, this girl is young. She's barely lived. And she's out there on film having sex with 100 strange men in one single day. If you calculate that out in like a 24-hour period, it's like 4 people an hour. And my God, the excuses she's making for why she's upset.
I guess the interactions when like I'd have to stop them early and like you'd have to stand on business and be like, I'm so sorry, you got to go. And like the awkward interaction of like you feeling pressure to have to make them come if like you haven't spent enough time with them and feeling like you didn't give them a good time because like they only got 2 minutes.
And that's what's making you feel emotional, is that maybe you think you didn't give some guys a good enough time today?
Yeah, and it's hard, I think, having the interactions with them when they're like, what, you're not going to make me finish? I've come all this way. Like, kind of like guilt tripping me a little bit.
I'm sorry, but it should be a privilege just for them to see you naked or be in the same room with you, engaging in anything like that at all, because that's how I look at sex. I think it's a little bit more sacred than what you're making it out to be. And the fact that it's to this transactional level down low and she's crying about maybe some of them didn't, it's just, it's incredible. It's incredible to see a human being sit there and talk like this. And to me, it's sort of like a cover up for her feeling shame. And she hasn't put it together what she's endured here. And it's in the form of severe trauma. I mean, it's almost as if she's reliving something from her past. And this is her way of feeling in control of herself. The worst part of this is just when you think, okay, she had a breakdown, she's having a breakthrough, she cried at the end. She turns around and says, oh, I'm going to do this again. And this time, I'm not going to sleep with 100 guys. I'm going to sleep with 1,000 guys in one day. And honestly, my prediction is that she won't be able to get through it. There's no way she's going to be able to do that in a day. I don't think you can handle that mentally, emotionally, like physically even. I just don't think that our bodies are designed to do something like that. I think she will break mentally way before she hits that mark. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And now that we've already seen her reaction just doing this with 100 guys, anybody who's gonna go back and say, oh yeah, I'll participate in this. Yeah, let's put Lily Phillips through this again, but now let's make her sleep with more guys. Like, I don't care if she's saying yes to it. That's absolutely insane. Like, somebody needs to hug this girl, and somebody needs to protect this girl, and somebody needs to be the adult in the room. There are no adults anywhere, and there's people profiting off of this. There's people watching this. There's people engaging in this. There's people signing up for this. Like, stop it. Like, just stop it. Somebody stop this girl. Because yes, she's exploiting herself. Yes, she has ruined herself in her own way, but she clearly needs help. People don't go out and do something this extreme for no freaking reason. Like, everything's wonderful and cool. This is all bullshit as far as I'm concerned. Please get the psychologist there ASAP.
So you would let these guys do that on your face?
Yeah.
And in your mouth?
Yeah.
What if they had HIV?
Is that where it comes from? With spunk in the mouth?
It can.
Oh, really? See, I've never really thought about that. Last time when I did it, all of them could in their mouths.
So this part really ticked me off. And I just gotta say, I actually just got mad at her and didn't even have any sympathy in this moment, watching this and hearing this with my own ears. The fact that she doesn't know that HIV can be contracted that way, it's just unreal. I mean, is she faking being this dumb, or is she that dumb? Because I'm sorry, everyone should be educated about STDs, STIs, and how you contract them, because how else will you know how to protect yourself? She's in the adult film industry and she doesn't know this? How freaking irresponsible and reckless are you? I guess that's kind of a stupid question considering what she's doing. I mean, she's trying to meet these benchmarks of sleeping with hundreds or thousands of guys in a day. And I'm asking how irresponsible and reckless is she? Well, it's pretty freaking bad considering the fact that she doesn't know how HIV is spread. I mean, that's really scary. I just straight up got pissed. I mean, what the this is some low level, low IQ shit right here. Where is her bestie? Where is her best friend? Where is this person to be girl, get it together? So guys, let me know in the comments if you watched this documentary and what you think about what Lily Phillips is doing. I really think this women's empowerment thing had a tipping point, and it's been taken to a level that it's almost inverted now, as far as okay, I thought that women's empowerment was, you could become a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer, or you just, I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand how this is now somehow empowering for people. Why are we sending this message to women that this is what you should do to yourself? And we're also sending a message to men that women like this, and they like being owned by a whole bunch of guys at the same time. And let me know in the comments what you think, guys, because I was exhausted after I watched this, and I just felt yucky. I just felt terrible. And the scene where like she shows the aftermath, where there's like condoms all over the floor, and like the camera guys started gagging because it smelled so disgusting. I mean, come on. Like, the truth in all this is that it's not what it seems. It's a nightmare. Guys, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to have a lot of great stuff out in the new year, so stay tuned for all of that.